Sir, I don't understand.
That's glaringly apparent.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
Every year at Barton Academy, students, faculty, and staff depart the campus for a 2-week winter break. But there are always an unfortunate few who have nowhere to go for the holidays. They're known as the Holdovers.
Mr. Hunnam.
Hello, Mary.
I heard you got stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
You know, he used to be a student, right? Yeah, that's why he knows how to inflict maximum pain on us.
Hey, howdy, hey, awesome people of the internet, Wolfman4 and Dash here. So, I know this kind of film, I should really leave it till the, so let me adjust this. So this kind of film, I really should have just left this for Christmas, but the reason why I chose to do it today is because it's kind of almost a year since it came out here in the UK. I know it was out in the US beforehand, like a few months, whatever year it was, but yeah, we got it a bit later as part of the awards season, and even though I didn't see it at the cinema, I did buy it on Blu-ray because Clank Zoka, my friend, suggested it to me. And anybody that's new to the channel, Clank Zoka is a person I do mention a lot on this channel. He is very much real. He's not some imaginary friend I came up with. He's got his own channel and everything, so do check him out. But anyway, so yeah, let's talk about the Holdovers. So this is one of those films that had very misleading advertising. So often some films do mislead that it's going to be one thing, but it actually ends up being another thing. And in the case of the Holdovers, it was made out that it was going to be a sort of Breakfast Club style comedy in which you got these delinquent students who are stuck in the school, and you got this guy that's looking after them for reasons, and shenanigans happen and all that other stuff. But as it turns out, it's actually kind of that still, but not quite like that. So okay, so let's talk about it. So Christmas is coming up, and this village, everybody's going away for the holidays except a few people, because for some reason their parents can't have them in, or whatever, for reasons. So it's down to the assigned teacher, played by Paul Giamatti, that looks after them during this period of time, giving them work to do and all sorts, and kind of sort of treating them as if it was like an army camp of sorts. Then at some point, one parent manages to pull through with something and manages to get most of the kids home, all except for one kid who ends up staying at the school with Paul Giamatti and the dinner lady, I think, played by the black lady from Only Murders in the Building. Yeah, the police cop person. And yeah, it's an interesting film because it does sort of explore the idea of abandonment and what things people have to do during those periods of time where they can't go home because their parents are being, pardon my French, dicks. And they end up staying with this teacher who ends up becoming a surrogate father figure of sorts. And to be honest, even though it was made out that Paul Giamatti was going to be going over the top, going mad and everything like he mostly does in many of the things that he does, most of this film is actually being nice and genuine to people, making sort of not holding back on different things and just being a nice, genuine person. And the same can be said for the dinner lady, I forget her name, who is just getting over the fact that she lost her children from something, and they spend a good time together. Things happen. They explore things outside the school and everything. And it's one of those films that, because of the style of it, it's made out that it's shot in a way that you can see film grains. Now, Now, those of you who don't know what grains are, these are the things that you would have seen in a cinema back during my time in the 90s and early noughties, and probably and almost certainly before that as well. Um, and it's kind of nice to have that, because this is kind of a film that is set during a sort of period of time where film grains were a thing. So it's good to see that, and it's not the first time I've seen a recent film that's had film grains in it. And they're not. I don't find them that distracting. Some people might find them distracting, but I don't find them too distracting. Not in this film, at least, anyway. Um. So yeah. Um. The reason why I say I should have reviewed this at Christmas is because it is a film that's set in Christmas. Um, it's and the rule I have is that if it's a film that is primarily set at Christmas and there's no other settings involved, then it is definitely a Christmas film. If it happens to be about Christmas at all, so for example, be a take on a Christmas Carol, be about Santa, or be about elves or something, then it's a Christmas film. If it's got nothing, if it's just set at Christmas but it's otherwise got nothing to do with Christmas, I still consider it a Christmas film because it's still primarily set at Christmas. A film that I would not say is a Christmas film is films where Christmas does appear but doesn't really appear that much. So, for example, Chronicles of Narnia: The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where Santa does appear and gives the children their presents, but is otherwise, but the Christmas is otherwise not featured a great deal in that film. And the same for the Harry Potter films, where it's pretty much just going through a one school term, and there are those scenes that are set at Christmas, but it's otherwise not a Christmas film because it's meant to be the whole story is meant to encompass an entire school year, which in this country is usually from September to July, usually. So or June, depending on which place you go to. So yeah, so I think the Holdovers is pretty good. It's, as I say, it's got misleading advertising, and if it, and I and the thing is, with misleading advertising, some people would like to think that it's going to be better than the advertising makes it out to be. Other people are not too sure what to make of it because of said advertising. But for me, I just watch films regardless of the advertising, because um me and lots of people have this thing in common where, even though there are these films that are released that we really want to see and want to know what happens, we do try our best to try and avoid the trailers as much as we can, because some of us just want to go into these films just not knowing anything about the film and just want to watch it and try and avoid spoilers on the internet where we can. Which is the problem with big blockbusters, because these big blockbusters do come out, and because of how big they are and how many people watch them and how popular they always get spoiled. No matter what. Whereas films like The Holdovers and other films that I've talked about recently, they have the luxury of not being spoiled too much, but at the cost of being one of those films that just doesn't do well at the box office because they're overshadowed by a big blockbuster film that would otherwise have people talk about it for a little bit, but then it's kind of just comes and goes. Whereas these more smaller art house films do tend to do better in terms of discussion and everything, because there's not much to them. You can remember much more from them, and yeah, they are what they are. And I think with the Holdovers, it's definitely one that's definitely misled me into thinking it was going to be a Christmas comedy kind of film. But I kind of had the feeling that it wasn't going to be that based on a later trailer for it. Because I did see some trailers for this film before I saw it, in which they make out that it's actually a sort of nice, genuine sort of film about togetherness and so forth during difficult periods of time. And something which I do kind of relate to get after the experience I've had in the last couple of years with the loss of my sister. So yeah. So I'm going to give the Holdovers, based on the fact that the trailers did mislead me, but I otherwise enjoyed it, 5 stars. Because it's a pretty good film, to be fair, and I've got no problems with it, other than the misleading advertising, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, going forward with all these Let's Talk videos, whether they appear at random or part of the 1 p.m. schedule, they will always now be review based. So every time I talk about a particular series, franchise, or whatever, they're going to be reviews rather than just me talk about them generally going forward. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I think about the Holdovers. If you want to share your opinions about the Holdovers, do them in the comments below. Love to hear what you think about them. I also like to hear if you've actually heard of them, because it's sometimes lots of these films do get overlooked and some people never heard of them. So do check this one out. Because it's won some awards too, and come on, when film wins awards, you gotta check it out for sure. I mean, really. So yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. I upload videos at various times daily in the BST/GMT time zone. I do vlogs like this where I talk about things pop culture that interests me, as well as just reviewing films and so forth. As well as whole vlogs, live vlogs, gameplay videos where it's straight up gameplay, nothing else. Let's play videos, you'll know what those are. Shorts celebrating anniversaries and birthdays, things people that I like, although soon I will be sort of changing focus on that because I'm kind of bringing it full circle with the birthdays and anniversaries. And I also do polls and so forth as well, so that's what I do. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to share with your pals, do so. If you want to leave a comment, do so. If you want to actually be notified when I do new videos, hit the bell icon. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And I should say before I finish this video that my thoughts and prayers go out to the people involved, people that are sort of affected by the fires in Hollywood at the moment, because I know a lot of big A-list celebrities like Anthony Hopkins and Dick Van Dyke have been losing their homes as a result of the massive fire going on there. So yeah, thoughts and prayers with you guys. And going back to the topic at hand, if you ever find yourself in a situation where your parents are just being dicks to you, and you just don't know what to do talk to your teachers, do talk to your neighbours, do talk to your friends, because they'll know what to do with you if your parents let you down. I hope most people don't have those parents that do let them down, because you are horrible people, you parents, if you let your kids down. You are just outright horrible people if you let your kids down because you think you're so superior, or think this and this is better than your child. Nothing is more important than your child, first and foremost. That's just my opinion. So yeah, right. Toodles.
Detention for you.